So, is this a get woke, go broke story for Starbucks? Well, for 16 Starbucks franchises, it definitely is. Here's the headline: Starbucks closes multiple coffee shops in Democrat-run cities. Well, that's strange, because you'd think that Starbucks would like what's happening in Democrat-run cities. I mean, Starbucks is super woke and super progressive. Here you have their former CEO endorsing Joe Biden. So, I don't know, it just seems a little bit odd that they'd be closing shops in Democrat-run cities. In fact, the most Democratic places there are in the United States. Here, they're closing 16 coffee shops in major cities due to safety concerns. Safety concerns? What? They must not have defunded the police yet. I guess 6 locations in both Seattle and Los Angeles will close their doors permanently, as well as 2 locations in Portland and 1 location in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. I don't know, is this irony? I'm not sure. Quote, "We want you to know that creating a safe, welcoming, and kind third place is our top priority." And that's a message from Starbucks Senior Vice Presidents Debbie Stroud and Denise Nelson. And she's explaining this to employees. Quote, "Because simply put, we cannot serve as partners if we don't feel safe at work. The question on our minds is, how do we continue to show up for our communities while protecting our partners?" So what are they doing about this? The executives announced new trainings for de-escalation and active shootings, adding that among the policies they may pursue are, quote, "modifying operations," and whoa, hold on a second. Closing a restroom? Wait a second, I thought that closing a restroom to the public, I thought that was racist. Yeah, it is. Here's the headline. Starbucks announces policy change after arrest of 2 black men. Any person who enters is considered a customer. This is from May 21st, 2018. The company is now opening its doors and bathrooms to anyone, regardless of whether they are purchasing something. And you might remember, this got quite a lot of coverage in the news. A Starbucks manager called the police on Dante Robinson and Rashawn Nelson, who were holding a business meeting at the coffee shop without having made a purchase. And the 2 were subsequently escorted outside and arrested. I believe that one of them asked for the bathroom key, and then they were told they had to make a purchase to use the bathroom. They said they were waiting until the person they were meeting got there, refused to make the purchase, and it escalated. And they were subsequently escorted outside and arrested. Then after that, they decided that they didn't need the policy of having to purchase something to use the bathroom because that was racist. The CEO called the situation reprehensible. I mean, whether or not this was an overreaction or not, maybe the policy was there for a reason. But of course, any kind of, rational discourse on it went out the window. And on May 29th of that year, Starbucks temporarily closed its locations so that employees could undergo racial bias training, even though it wasn't actually evident or proven in any way that racial bias had anything to do with it. But it's woke world, so that's what you do. And as it turns out, 4 years later, it looks like they're going to be bringing that policy back again because it was actually a good policy in the first place. And probably employees don't like the Starbucks being turned into, homeless encampments that much. Because, somebody's got to clean those bathrooms too, and it's the people that work there. And, have a little bit of compassion for them, the ones who have to clean the bathrooms. But, it's the same old story. Woke policies are bad for business. And Starbucks has always been, very outwardly woke, although I wonder how much of it is just outwardly woke. Because then you see stuff like this. Starbucks roasts Joe Biden for meeting with union organizer. That's May 6, 2022. So I don't know, maybe Starbucks is really not so woke after all. Who knows? But one thing we do know is that there's less of them now. Anyway, please subscribe, like, share. Sharing really helps me out. Makes a huge difference. I notice when people share my content. Thank you for doing that. I'll see you next time.